Hello there.
Hi.
Hey. Um,
You hear me well?
I can hear you. Just I don't know. Just make sure you're speaking kind of loudish.
Alright.
Hopefully the chat will be able to hear you just fine. Um, so would you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, I'm Cameron on SMF, formerly known as Desired20, and formerly known as Striker.
Okay. All right. That's cool. How long have you been watching Sasuke? Just out of curiosity.
I've been watching Ninja Warrior for like 5 years now, around the time ANW2 was gonna be airing.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Um, so so what was your first Sasuke competition then?
Like live?
Yeah.
29.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Um. So how excited are you for Sasuke 31 tomorrow?
I'm pretty hyped.
That's a pretty good answer. Um. uh. Is there any one person that you're looking forward to? You're curious to see how they're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm really pretty excited to see how Shinya does because he kind of got ripped off by the vertical limit last year.
Yeah, that vertical limit. It's a tricky one. It's even harder this time.
Yeah.
It's well, I honestly I do wonder if anyone's gonna get tripped up by that gap.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's quite a gap. Because when you think about it, that gap means you have to decide which way you're going to position yourself in terms of your body now.
Yeah.
Because do you try reaching forward? Do you try reaching backwards? Yeah, that's something you got to consider. It's
I feel bad for the first person that has to attempt it because they're like the guinea pig on it.
yeah, that's always the thing when you're an early number, is that you are essentially the guinea pig. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see tomorrow, because I have a feeling we're going to see someone
Yeah.
attempt that obstacle. But
Yeah, me too.
yeah, but man, I guess how do you feel about this music box obstacle?
It looks really fun, and as a lot of people have been saying, it does have Shingo Phil written all over it.
Yeah, there seems to be a theme with this. No one, with the exception of
Well,
one
I mean, if he
person.
can fall, yeah. Well, I mean, if he can fall on like an angled platform on the half pipe attack, you never know what could happen with Shingo.
That is true. He is
I
quite
could
un.
see him like falling off that ladder on the tackle box and then just slipping off the course.
Okay, that's a bit. To be fair,
Well, yeah, that's a bit too far.
that's a bit much.
Yeah,
Very few people have gone off course in stage one in areas outside of water pits.
true.
But I guess just kind of like get like a frame of reference here. What was your overall thoughts on Sasuke 30?
It was really fun to watch. I was predicting that Shinya and Rio would be the ones in the final stage. So when Kawaguchi was on the pipe slider, I was just expecting him to fail, and then he really shocked me when he beat it.
Yeah, that was very surprising when that happened. But yeah. So, is there any kind of like one person you want to wait? Did I ask this or I
Yeah, Shinya, just because he's pretty much just a beast at third stages, but his issue always seems to be to get there.
Yeah. Right. So, um, I guess one thing we haven't talked about all is Drew. Drew's
Yeah, Drew.
back in Sasuke this time around. Um,
Mhm.
how do you think he's gonna do?
Oh, I'm not really sure because it just really kind of hard to tell how an American will fare on a Japanese course. Just like with USA versus the World last year, it's hard to tell how the Japanese would fare.
Right.
But I think I could see him getting past or getting to the third stage and possibly past it. And I would just love to see an American win ever since we've switched to the Las Vegas format for A&W.
Yeah, yeah, it would be very interesting for multiple reasons, like that were already been mentioned. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think he can do well. He's
Yeah.
as long as he doesn't make any kind of silly mistakes. Cause that whole music box is very. But
Yeah.
so one competitor that we can talk about, maybe, is so we got Kenji Darvish.
Oh yeah.
That he's interesting because it's like he was a celebrity that did overall pretty well on the first stage last year.
Hmm.
It's not often that you see like kind of like someone that you say like has a celebrity status actually
Hmm.
do relatively well. Do you think he can beat the first stage this time around?
Yeah. I feel like he's capable of beating the obstacles. I think the issue will be his time.
Okay. Um. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It was yeah, it was very interesting that we saw him fail the lumberjack climb last year just cause
Yeah.
you don't see people fail the last obstacle stage one like that very often.
Yeah. Yeah. And they were like showing like all loads of like the footage of him in the commercial on the lumberjack climb.
Yeah. Well, he's a draw.
Yeah.
Um, if he were to make it to stage two, how do you think he would fare?
Uh, I could see him struggling in the cross slider, but I think he could beat it. But I think just like Wacky, he'd stand no chance at all against the salmon ladder.
Yeah, that's a pretty fair thing to say, I think. Um, but we'll have to see. We'll have to
Yeah.
see. But so of the um of the other obstacle changes, um,
Hmm.
any other one that you're interested in just kind of seeing how
Like
people do on it?
like new obstacles or like modified.
Yeah, either one, either one.
I'm really interested to see the Sidewinder in action.
Okay.
Yeah, because they showed the testers on it in that one video TBS uploaded.
Yeah, I saw that. The guy fell super hard.
Hmm.
They probably had a lot of funny fails on that obstacle through all the
Yeah.
different testing versions that they did.
Yeah, and by the looks of the footage, it seems like it really shakes a lot when someone jumps to it. So that will
Yeah,
really throw people off their game.
yeah, that seemed like is something that happens.
It's like holding onto a pole in the middle of an earthquake.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, oof, actually, that sounds quite difficult. Um, so, um, here's an idea. So this Sasuke upcoming, we have a few obstacles that are essentially revivals of old obstacles, perhaps with some new
Yeah.
life bred into them. Are there any kind of
Hmm.
like other older obstacles that you would like to see return someday?
Oh yeah, I like the spider flip, and I think they should like do what A&W did and remove that ledge on the first plank or the first side, so they don't really have a chance to rest, and maybe even like make it a bit angled.
Okay, all right. Obviously, it's got to be angled inwards and
Yeah,
outwards.
like
'Cause,
very slightly.
yeah, that'd be interesting. Uh,
Hmm.
um, is there any other obstacles that you had in mind?
Well, I'd really like to see like the flying bar in action as the last obstacle, stage 3.
Yeah. I'm kind of bummed that they changed that before we really got to
Yeah,
see it as a final obstacle.
yeah. Would have been much better than the bar glider in 27.
Yeah, kind of agree. But oh well, it is what it is. Um, so how do you, overall in terms of number of clears, how do you think people are gonna do?
Uh, I think we're I think we're gonna see like a shocking amount of high clears, like maybe like 25 to 30, and I think stage 2 will be like a bloodbath again, and maybe we'll get like 7 to like 10 through it.
All right. Do you think the backstream's still gonna cause trouble to people?
Yeah, I think the backstream will kind of be the cutting point as it has been the past 2 years. And
Okay,
as for stage 3, I think we'll have I'm saying at most we'll probably have 3 stage 3 clears.
that's a
And
lot for stage
overall,
3.
I think we will have someone win.
It'd be nice to see. It'd be nice to see, especially if this ends up being the last Sasuke.
Yeah,
Be nice to end on a high note.
yeah.
Um, is there anything else you wanted to mention about Sasuke and your feelings or hopes or dreams about the show in general?
Well, I would really love if like they reverted A&W back to that A&W 1 through 3 format, but that's really long gone and out of the question now.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
Yeah, it'd be really fun to it's really fun to even like watch it like those like A&W 2 and 3 again. But
Yeah,
A&W 1 Blair Herter kind of made it boring.
yeah. When during the Christmas season last year, they had a actually it might have even been Christmas Day. They Esquire had a A&W marathon.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's so different.
Yeah,
Uh, so different back
like
then.
different logo, different
Everything.
like types of competitors, everything.
Well, different logo is an understatement because they change the logo like every year seemingly.
Yeah.
Um. All right. I'm gonna. If you have nothing else that you want to talk about specifically, I think I'm gonna call it for this call if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for calling.
Hmm.
It's been nice talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
I hope I hope you enjoy Sasuke 31 tomorrow. I think you will. I think you will. I think it's gonna be a good one. And thank you for
Yeah.
calling. And hopefully I'll see you again next year.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Goodbye.
See ya.
See ya. Okay. Um, we're gonna go for like 20 more minutes. I'm gonna call it at like 11:30. which is actually a little earlier than originally scheduled. But I'm just really, honestly, I'm a little tired at this point, to be honest. And there's other things that I'm just I'm gonna we're gonna go through, I think. Okay. Yeah. Um. Just give me a second. I'll cut this in post. Oh man, I seemingly end up like this. Um, I'm sorry, just people want Ryder. Ryder's not on Skype at the moment. I can't. Yeah, unfortunately there was two American competitors that I was hoping to get on the show. Um, unfortunately, they both had to cancel on me, which is fine. Um, I don't see you, Ryder. So, this is how it goes sometimes. It's all short notice and all that. But yeah, and, I'm not going to uh, I'm not going to press or anything like that, because I mean, they're being nice. You know, yeah. I apologize if anyone was looking forward to seeing anyone. Hey. Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
how's it going? Sorry
Hey.
to keep you up.
Everyone's keeping me up. Um, I'm keeping me up.
Is my microphone working fine? I honestly have not done this one.
You're a little low. If you just speak louder, we can just solve the issue.
Yeah, that might have been the problem. I have been kind of keeping low. Like, my dad sleeps in the next room. Don't want to wake him.
Okay. Well, hopefully people can hear you. Hey, Ryder, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about with you?
A little tired. Gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. So, looking forward to Sasuke 31.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to Sasuke 31 more than I've been looking to the last couple, to be honest. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but I mean with like 29 and 30, I wasn't too excited about the actual course itself, which kind of dragged it down a little. They were still great tournaments, but it wasn't the obstacles that made great for TV, personally, in my opinion.
All right, that's fine. It's fine. Um. So do you think the music box looks like an interesting obstacle then?
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how people tackle Origoro. Well, I'll just say music box so I don't have to confuse all the watches again. That dismount looks pretty tricky, and how the circle gets spaced out more the further you get into it. That might trip some people up.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, um, so last year we hung out a little bit in Otakon in
Hmm.
Baltimore. That was fun.
I'm hoping to get back there. Like, I'm trying to get the money for a ticket. I don't have a job at the moment. I've kind of put that off a bit too long.
Yeah, you should get on that. Cause I'm going 4 days this year. So
We may need to talk then.
yeah, I'm going to the yeah. I decided to go to the Matsuri because I got like extra vacation time, so I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna use it. Um,
Yeah.
I tried I tried to win you a Flow banner because they were at Anime Next,
Hmm.
but sadly I did not win. So sorry
At
about that.
least tried.
Yeah, because I was like, if I win this banner, I'm just gonna give it to Ryder, but he has to show up at Baltimore, otherwise he's not getting it.
Yeah, well, I have to try and get some money. I've been trying to sell some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. My trip to Pittsburgh I spent more than I should have there.
Okay, all right, yeah. Well, so this is this your second time doing testing for A&W?
Yes, I tested in Baltimore, I competed in St. Louis, and I tested in Pittsburgh.
Okay, okay. So overall, between testing and competing, what would you say it's like to be on the A&W course?
Um, it's definitely bigger in person than like it looks on TV, but like after we've been there a couple of times to get used to it, like to see it on TV, I'm like, oh, that's the scale of this. So I'm like, oh, so I'm like, so like when I was in Baltimore, I was like, whoa, and then I was in St. Louis, I'm like, okay, man, it's more than for Pittsburgh. I was like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's yeah. I've yet to go to an A&W taping. I might.
Mm.
I don't know if they do one closer. I'm surprised they haven't done one in like the New York area yet. Just because like that's because New York tends to be like a city that people like to advertise when they go there and stuff.
Yeah, they were doing heavy emphasis that they were on the New York section of Orlando, or the Universal Studios for Orlando.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like they were on Universal Studios. That was a big deal.
I
So,
just don't want it like so far, like
oh
into the
no,
west, like no in the mountains, please.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if they're gonna do it anywhere in New York, it's gonna be like the Long Island, New York City area, that sort of stuff. Just because that's more well known, it's more marketable, and it's a better location, quite frankly.
Better than the mountains of Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
All those altitudes were not exactly friendly to me.
yeah. Speaking as a Long Islander, it'd be super awesome if they taped an episode here. I
It
might
was just so surreal when they came to Baltimore, because I'm like, I'm from Laurel, and that's like right between Baltimore and DC. So I'm like, oh my God, they're right here. I gotta go.
Yeah, actually, I guess there was a question in the chat. When you competed in St. Louis last year, how did you do?
Uh, Unfortunately, I went out on the Bridge of Blades, which was the third obstacle. I had my foot like on the platform, but the blade pushed me off. I made the mistake of double stepping. I was like trying not to tilt it so much, so I didn't go all in with my first step. I'm like, oh man, I'm too far back. I gotta double step this. I still sidestepped.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen people sidestep that probably.
The only person who did in St. Louis was Mike Needham, actually.
Okay, yeah, and he did well. So
Mm-hmm.
there's that. Okay. Is there any one person for Sasuke 31 you're looking forward to?
That's a very good question, to be honest. I'm kind of looking for the people who have the good thought, but aren't the ones who are sort of expected. Like, okay, they're expected, but not. Like, everyone thinks it's going to be Ro, but to be honest, I think he might have issues in stage 1 because of the tackle being there. So I'm thinking people like Morimoto, people like Kawaguchi, possibly even Cinda. Definitely Drew.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see NBC's reaction if Drew ends up winning the whole thing.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting because they actually did credit him competing in Sasuke 30.
Yeah, they did.
This is,
They
I was
did.
surprised at that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember last year they mentioned him in Malaysia, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they mentioned he was there, but they kind of made it like an afterthought thing that he
Yeah.
was on the obstacle. They didn't really, oh, here it is in the profile. Here's the footage. Look at this.
yeah. Yeah, it's just I guess it's like they don't completely ignore the Japanese course, just, mostly ignore it on A&W.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I want kind of just revisiting this question from another person.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any kind of like obstacle that from the past that you think would be cool if they brought it back?
Oh man, that is a good question. That is a tough one. I'm gonna have to come back to that one.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I guess is there any Japanese obstacle you think would be a good fit for A&W?
I could actually see the rope reverse being doomed in Vegas from Sasuke 16. That seems like it would be a nice fit. I definitely want to see the flying suit up at some point.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Flying shoot. Oh man. Yeah, that would be interesting in the Vegas version.
But honestly, like, whenever there's an obstacle, I'm saying, man, this would be so cool to have an A&W, like, it shows up. Just like, all 3 years, it feels like the courses have been tailor-made for me. Like, I got so many obstacles I was wanting to try in Baltimore. Like, oh, here's the downhill jump. Oh, here's the prism tilt. Oh, here's the rumbling dice. And then St. Louis, it was, oh my god, here's the rolling log. And I was hoping it would be the X version of the Bridge of Blades, but with the ice that was in the situation, yeah. And Pittsburgh, it was like, oh my god, they got the log grip. Oh my god, they got the double steps. One thing I have to say though, the log grip, if you've never been on it, it is an interesting experience because like those socks hit you and stay with you. I was like rubbing my biceps like it was still not quite stinging, but I was aware of it for like 5 minutes at least.
Yeah. Oh wow. So I never knew that about the log grip.
And the rolling log is so intense, like
Yeah, it looks intense.
it's one of the most intense rides I've been on. I've been on thrill rides. Like if you've ever seen the carnival, seen that ride to Zipper, I'm like, yeah, I've been on that. I'm like, yeah, the rolling log's still more intense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter what version. Actually, you know what? I got a bit of a side thing. I saw a cool version of the rolling log on Let's Go Dream Team. the Korean game show. It was a
I've heard of that, but I haven't seen it. But go
You
on.
should watch it. It's a really good show. They had
That's what I've been told.
a couples obstacle course episode where it was a husband and wife, and one of the obstacles was a rolling log where one person gets on the log, the other person has to push it. But the catch is the first 2/3 of the rolling of the track is downhill. The final third is uphill.
Oh, that is interesting.
So you got to try to figure out how fast do you go down the downslope section, because you need the momentum to get up. Is the person, and then you have to decide, well, who's gonna hold, who's gonna push, because you need someone who's strong enough, but you need someone who can hold on. It's interesting. It was a cool little dynamic that they had there. And because you can choose either person, the husband or the wife, to go on the log or push. So it was interesting to see people's strategies. Yeah. If you don't get a chance, I'd recommend watching Dream Team when you get the chance. But
yeah, strategy is definitely important on any kind of ninja course. I was definitely noticing that for how I took on Snake Crossing with. I don't know if I'm going to have the time to go back to this, so let me know if you want to hear this story.
Yeah, we can end on that story because it's getting a little late. So, what was the story?
Oh, okay, like Alex and Philip, I was one of the testers, and
right.
Out of the three of us, I was the only one to get on 2 obstacles because they were on Snake Crossing. I was on the line for log grip, did that, and I also did Snake Crossing as well. They did so many variations of it in testing alone, and then through the night, I was on one version that they deemed too hard for the actual competition. They had the first beam locked at a kind of tilt. You could see it during one run had the swing version, and he tilted it, and I had a version that was locked into that kind of position. So I had this very small area to walk on and kind of at angle on the upwards. And I'm actually very good with balance, so I'm like, okay, get through that. And then very carefully I tried to get the second one to tilt out. I'm like, this isn't dropping out while I'm trying to, so I'm like, okay, I'll creep forward, and then it drops out, and I just jump for the dancing stone, jump for the platform. But I don't know where I was going with the story, but yeah, I'm 2-1 on bridge obstacles. Unfortunately, the one time I failed was the time it counted.
Oh well, I mean, maybe you'll get another chance next year. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm definitely realizing what I did wrong on my entry video last year and this year, so yeah, I'm going to work on that.
Okay. So any closing thoughts on Sasuke 31 before we call it a night?
Oh, I don't want to keep you up, but I did have a couple more thoughts. I'm really interested to see how people take on the new version of the Samurai. I'm just going to call it Samurai Kudai because that's obstacle preview video. But I always saw people just dumping the bar down. I'm like, okay, this will never be on a course. I don't really have to learn this. I'm like, oh, it actually is. So I bet a lot of people had that same mindset, and that might trip people up. I'm also very interested in Sidewinder or Sidewinder R or Sidewinder, or I don't know how they expect it to be pronounced, because they were saying Sidewinder but had that extra. Anyways, it reminds me a lot of Pole Grasper from A&W, both Season 5 Denver and Season 6 Dallas, one of the finals obstacles, but seems like this big padded poles and very similar concept. So that's kind of interesting how A&W kind of adapts the Sasuke uncle, and then Sasuke kind of adapts it back.
Yeah, it is interesting, and I think just kind of talking with Arsenet about some of the production changes, it definitely seems like there were a few elements that they took from A&W,
Mm.
just in terms of the production.
Yeah, I
So
definitely saw that and how they decided to do 2 nights of things. So I'm like, yeah,
well,
that sounds
they've done that.
familiar.
They've done that a couple of tournaments now, but like with Sasuke 31, they had the winners walk on the side that the crowd is on, and they had the losers walk on the side that away from them, similar to what A&W does.
Hmm.
And they had chairs that the winners sit on. Um,
Yeah.
it's like little production elements sort of things.
Hmm. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of back and forth going on with like the two shows sharing each other's ideas. And I'm like, this is working out well for both shows.
Yeah, yeah, and hopefully it'll continue to the future. And I know that not everyone is a fan of A&W. I honestly I want nothing but I just want them to improve in the future, and I want Sasuke to improve in the
Yeah.
future. That's all you really want, because like
Hmm.
it'd be nice to have like two shows that you enjoy that are similar, and
Hmm.
because it helps scratch itches.
Hmm.
And when it comes to obstacle course stuff, it's a very itchy itch for me.
Yeah, I heard that.
All
I'm
right
like,
then.
Sasuke for the original and AW for the accessible to me.
There you go. There you go. So I think we're gonna call it a night.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
Sorry
thank you
for
very.
rambling on so much.
No, look, it's fine. It's what we do. I agreed to do this, as in I agreed to myself that I would do this. So
Yeah,
I do it to
try
myself.
wrap this up.
Thank you very much for calling. Thank you for being
Thank you
part
very
of the
much
show.
for having me.
I hope to see you in Baltimore, because I enjoy your company.
I'm hoping to be there too.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. All right then. Um, I think that's a good point to just kind of call it a night. Um, I apologize again for I hyped up kind of having a few competitors on the show. Unfortunately, scheduling and short notices, and health, kind of health. I don't want to overhype, make it sound worse than it actually is, but for various reasons, neither of them can make it. That's fine. Apologize to anyone who was looking forward to that. Apologize to people who I didn't get to with calling. I want to get to you. I'm so tired. This is the worst I've felt at the end of any live show, because there's been a few, if you go back to them, where I'm kind of a bit wonky towards the end. This one is the worst, because I feel like I can like drop at any second. Um, it's been suggested that maybe uh that's a good point, Ryder. I did have a competitor on the show. It was you. Hey, there you go. Um I lost track. Um the idea of a post show has been tossed around. We'll have to see. We'll play it by ear. We'll see how I'm feeling. We'll see how things go. Um but anyway, thank you everyone. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming out and for watching and putting up with me and my various just issues in the beginning, technical wise. Overall, this probably went well from a technical sleep. I did not fall asleep. I was close. I was close, to be honest. Um, But yeah, thank you very much. I hope you all enjoy Sasuke 31 tomorrow. I just dropped something. And I wish you all a good night. I'm going to go to bed.